and there was a lake there, and like all of the other girls.
I feel like we would have been friends as kids, but if we met as teenagers, we'd hate each other.
We wouldn't have been friends as teenagers. But like, literally.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to some more Child of Light. All right, in the last part, we destroyed the ogre. We had Jen join our party. We even got to use her in battle.
Yeah.
For now, we are in the lowest of the low.
Entering the final dungeon.
Yep. And, oh, look at here.
Ooh.
Another wisp. An elemental. I'm sorry, not a wisp, an elemental. And this is where we get to have a little bit of backstory for Igniculus.
Did I find this guy? I don't think he was in the easy mode. Was I here?
He probably was.
Did I play this?
What year is it?
Where am I?
But yeah, this is actually one of the last side quests you can do.
Oh.
Because what we're going to do is travel around and remember those statues that's just like, what a peculiar shrine.
Mm-hmm.
But you have no idea what they do.
Yeah.
After you talk to him, other elementals like Igniculus are going to appear by those shrines.
Yeah, I didn't do this.
So yeah, we're going to travel across, and because we have fast travel, it'll take about probably this whole video. And you'll get some really good bonuses. Some nice perks. And because this is hard mode, I need that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do this. Because I never went back to those shrines.
Oh, no?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, then you get to see all of its luster. We're going to travel around and find all the other Igniculuses.
All
the other Igniculi. Yeah. And they're going to be of different colors and personalities. And when we gather them all together, we'll get goodies. But for now, battle ho! Follow the beast.
Go!
Okay, so. Oh,
I hate those reapers.
Yeah, they're very annoying. So, I'm blanking on here, and I don't know why.
Oh my gosh. We tried to brush Wesker's teeth today.
Yeah.
This poor dog.
Poor baby boy.
He does not like having his teeth brushed.
No. That one time, he like almost got my nose, but I did like a Keanu Reeves backflip.
Yeah, he like matrixed it.
Yep, matrix the...
See, he like opened his mouth at me, but he didn't like lunge at me or anything.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Yeah, because he likes me.
That's reserved strictly for Daddy. He goes right for you. When in doubt, whip out rubella.
He's sleeping now.
Aw, good boy.
And now he's just like, I'm so tired. It was such a traumatic day.
Yeah, well, he was having some teeth issue. I don't know if it's because he's eating the cat food or what it is, but he'll gnaw an extra for a while.
Yeah.
The
Almost
side
like
of
there's
his
something
mouth.
stuck in
Yeah.
his lips.
That's what it seems like. Like there's something lodged in his teeth. And like when we clean him, he just stops immediately and he's a lot happier.
Yeah.
So I figure, well. And also at the time of recording this, Milo is out of his bandages.
Oh, yay. Yes, Milo's bandages have been removed, so he's no longer a warrior cat.
I'm a warrior! I should be in battle!
He is going to be shaved, though, so we're going to have to get him some interesting little sweaters.
Yeah.
I can make him a Pupcorn sweater.
Oh, you could.
Oh, yes. I just recently bought a Cricut, like the vinyl cutting machine, so I can like make him a custom.
Yeah, you want to make like
a little custom Pupcorn sweater.
Merchandise.
Yes. My cat's gonna wear merch.
We're gonna have merchandise all throughout the office. It'll be fun.
I'm excited. That's like the worst thing that you can do to a crafter, though, is like give them something new to play with.
Oh yeah?
Oh my god, because now I'm gonna obsess over it.
I mean, you spend money on it, you like it, you want to use it.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, it's like when I'd get something and it would just sit around collecting dust. Like, why'd I get it? If I'm going to get something, I'd like to use it. It's like people that collect things, but they just put it on the shelf and it's just like, it's in mint condition. Are you doing that for money, or
Yeah.
what's the reason behind that? Like, take it out of the package. No.
No.
Play the game. No. Watch the movie. No. Why'd you buy it? I don't know. It's part of the collection.
I mean, like, I don't think I have anything right now that's like that, but I used to have a couple of collectibles.
I used to have quite a few. And I think I still have a handful of DVDs that I never opened just because it's just like, well, it's there. And like my game collection is like the biggest one because it's not so much I haven't opened them. It's just that I just play them for a while. This works. And I just move on to the next game. So I'm trying to challenge myself to clear through my backlog and not just buy a game and buy a game and buy a game. The problem is not so much me. And again, this isn't their fault.
Yeah, you get gifts.
But I get gifts and people are just like, he likes games. He collects games. Here's another one for your collection. I know you've been talking about it. And I'm just like,
that happened to me with mustaches. I think I said one time that I thought mustaches were funny, and then people just like assumed that I loved mustaches and I collected them, and any gift I got was like had a mustache on it.
Yeah. Well, this is a huge reason why I was happy and still happy after Sony did their state of play that there is borderline nothing coming out in the next like 5 months that I'm jumping up to be like, boy, I need that. Like Legend of Mana, that's it.
Yeah.
And like even Legend of Mana, I could wait a little bit because I have the other Mana games to burn through and complete.
I think like the only
my fear with Legend of Mana is I don't want it to become a rare $200 game again. Like I want to nab it while it's a $50 game.
Mainly I think the only thing that I have right now that I'm like, don't touch it, don't look at it, don't breathe on it. Like, I have a first edition Edgar Allan Poe book of his like lesser known poetries.
But what do you plan on doing with it?
See, and that's the thing is like I like having it, and I have read it.
Like, do you plan on eventually selling it for a profit?
More than likely. I mean, I would want to look into
then that makes sense.
Seeing like either selling it or if it's something that would be worth sharing. You know, either like it sounds silly now, but like museum or some sort of.
See, there's one. It's a little buddy.
Oh,
Igniculus's friend.
it's a little fire.
So yeah, we go all across Lemuria, and we gotta find them, and you'll know where they are because they will be flying right next to the shrines now.
Okay.
They're no longer unusual shrines. You will see like a little, oh, it's a little Igniculus.
Yeah.
And they're all of different colors. Collect them all.
Aww.
Collect them all. Each set sold separately.
But yeah, I mean, like, there are certain things that, like, our family had that, like, we've donated to museums and stuff. Like,
that's good.
The chests that my grandparents brought over when they moved to America, like, those are at the Children's Museum. Except for the one that's in the bedroom.
Well, my great-grandfather was a doctor in Africa, and he brought a lot of, like, wooden sculptures of, like, rhinoceros, elephants. There's a crocodile on my shelf that I'm looking at right now because, like, for the longest time, reptiles were my thing, and they still are.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, the crocodile was just, like, the most fascinating animal for me. And, like, it still is.
I
like,
absolutely
it's
love
the dinosaur.
how reptiles are your thing, and you have the fluffiest dog I've ever seen in my life.
I used to have a reptile. It just, well, passed away.
Yeah. It's funny because you're like, reptiles are my thing, and I'm currently petting Wesker, and I'm like, so soft, so fluffy, so warm. Like,
we didn't like each other at first.
you and Wesker.
Yeah. He was just kind of awkward. He looked very sleepy, and I was just like, not too fond of this dog.
Seems like his personality is just
I was
very,
attached
like,
to
sleepy
my first dog, Trixie.
Sleepy. No sleepy puppers.
And then, like, when he started having some energy, and, like, he teased me the first time, like, he got loose, and he took off like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was like, fuck! But he just really grew attached to me because I had a very aloof personality.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I like this guy.
See, I think
he knows when to leave me alone and when to love me.
It's just funny to me because I've always much preferred
so
like lazy ass animals over like the high energy animals.
That's basically what it was.
I've always preferred the lazier one.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, meh, let's lay together.
Yep.
Versus like the high energy boxer type dog that's like, let's run, let's play, let's go. And I'm just like, I'd really rather not right now.
Yeah.
It's like that with shepherds. Like shepherds need to be like entertained
all
the time. And I'm just like, ugh. He's looking at.
I know, but my friend has 2 shepherds, and like, I love the one dog. I love the dog. I love both dogs. I love those dogs, but like they just can be a bit much.
Baby boy. He's like up on my lap right now.
Aw.
Baby boy.
Oh, Wesky, you're one of a kind.
Get that tail.
But yeah, I was huge on reptiles for the longest time, and like my mother was terrified of snakes. So it was
I feel like that's common.
Huge
People being afraid of
stretch
snakes.
to actually get a snake until I was like much older, because it wasn't happening. And like my grandfather hated snakes. He'd kill them. He'd hunt them down and kill them.
Oh.
Granted, the majority were black snakes and copperheads. Like my grandmother would be like, "You get that away from the babies," and Grandpa would go out with a scythe and.
I mean, that's what if you have children running around, like, yeah, that's a concern. But I'm not gonna like go hunting for snakes.
But like, keep in mind, like my grandparents were like 96 years old when I was a child, so like that was just the way. It's just like, there's a snake, take care of it. We have babies.
Yeah.
So it's just like, alrighty. But like, it always bothered me because I was just like, it was just there. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So like, it just made my attachment to snakes grow. But then I discovered lizards and crocodiles and even turtles, and I was just like, oh, they're all pretty cool.
I used to really want a turtle.
I was more fixated on like salamanders. I'd always want to catch salamanders.
Yep. We would have been friends. Whenever I was in Girl Scouts, I remember like we used to go to this certain campsite and there was a lake there, and like all of the other girls. I
feel like we would have been friends as kids, but if we met as teenagers, we'd hate each other.
We wouldn't have been friends as teenagers. But like, literally all of the other little girls would be like along the like water line, like, oh my god, it's so cold, and I'm like in waist deep, like hunting salamanders just to like pick them up because I thought they were pretty.
I caught a crayfish, crawfish. Crawdad?
Crawdad?
Yeah, crawdad or whatever. I caught those for a while. Those were interesting.
I was afraid of things that had like a lot of legs or like the antenna or a shell.
Yeah, they're like.
I wasn't necessarily like afraid of them, but I was like nervous to touch them.
It was like a lobster, but not.
Yeah,
they
scared me.
Oh, check this thing out. I was fascinated by it. It was the coolest thing.
I'm still fascinated, but I don't want to touch them. Even like shelling shrimp.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I can't think about it. I have to have like a TV show on or music on. Like, I can't think like I'm ripping a shell off of a creature, right? Like, I will literally get sick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, like, yours is like the texture and the feel.
It's the sound.
Whereas my cousin, he just does not like the smell of seafood.
No, yeah.
He will
Not
puke.
many people like the smell of seafood.
I love it. Until, like, it smells like a woman that hasn't bathed. And then I'm just like, whoa.
Like, I don't like the fishy smell.
Yeah, like...
But yeah, for me, it's...
Like Long John Silver's?
Yeah, like driving past the Long John Silver's is gross. Even though I love me some hush puppies.
I love their clams. Oh.
Never had clams.
It's so good. So good. Like just fried clams.
Yeah, I've never had like clams, oysters.
Are there any Long John Silvers near here? Where's the nearest one?
West Mifflin.
That's not bad. Long John /A&W.
Yep. You'll be waiting for an hour. They're slow as a sloth through molasses on a cold day.
Well,
but,
never mind.
I mean, if you find yourself with some extra time.
That sounds worse than KFC. And KFC can get pretty slow.
Oh, the KFC out here is not too bad.
It's KFC. They have chicken. You know what else they got? They have chicken. You want chicken or chicken? John Panette, everybody.
Yeah, the KFC out here isn't too bad, but they're not, like, super busy.
Okay.
Like, the places here, like, the Long John Silver's, you've been through that drive. It's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah.
But, like, of course, McDonald's is freaking everywhere.
Yeah. My favorite place is
waiting.
Dairy Queen.
You're waiting for a while at McDonald's. Dairy Queen is a wait if there's a line.
Yeah.
They get overwhelmed and slow down.
Gotcha. Dairy Queen's my favorite place to eat.
You can walk to Dairy Queen. Okay. That was an inside. I was also in the band at my high school. And the one girl, like, we were trying to figure out where to eat.
Okay.
And people were throwing out, like, all different types of ideas. And this one kid that no one really liked kept going, Dairy Queen, we should go to Dairy Queen. Let's go to Dairy Queen. I'm not eating if we don't go to Dairy Queen. And
He sounds fun.
there was a special needs girl on our guard. And she had just had enough of this kid. And she just turned to him and was like, you can walk to Dairy Queen. And everyone lost it.
You can walk to Dairy
She was so funny. Like, she should be a comedian. She was hilarious.
So here we are.
Oh, look at that.
All the elements gathered
Ooh,
together.
I like that dark red one.
Alrighty. So now Igniculus can join them and they all go home.
Nikki, no!
Yep. Igniculus is going to join the elements. So they're going to say farewell.
No!
You cried the last time this happened.
Oh! Why are they always trying to take Igniculus away?
It's okay. Igniculus says,
I'm not going. Aurora, I am home.
All right. Well, off they go. Igniculus will be the last of the elementals.
Aw.
Because they've left.
I mean, like, they couldn't wait for him, though? Like, that wasn't... I've never understood that in stories where it's like, hey, come with us. We're going home now. And they're like, but my journey's not over. And they're like, well, we're leaving. So either you come with us or you're stranded here for the rest of your existence. Like, bitch, you can't wait for a little bit while I finish up what I'm doing? Like...
Well, I don't think he was finishing up while he was doing it. He flat out said, I belong in Lemuria. I am home.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. But do you know what I'm talking about? Those
Yes.
storylines where they're like, you have to make the choice. It makes sense in fiction and whatnot. But, like, I've never understood, like, really? You can't just wait a little bit longer? Like, let them finish the quest?
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I understand. It's to, like, pull the heartstrings.
Yeah.
To, like,
well, the best way to do it
choice.
is like at the end of the Lord of the Rings, when they all have to sail over, and Gandalf leaves and Frodo has to leave. The quest is over, but it's just like it's time to leave and let things proceed.
That's different if the quest is over. Like, if it was the end of the game and, like, it's wrapped up the way it wraps up, and they're like, okay, Igniculus, like, we're going home.
Check out these critters, little merfolk.
But that's just it. The quest is over.
Yeah, you're right. And speaking of over, this part is just about over. So we're going to take this battle into the next part, and we'll see you then.
Doodles.